This
application
conference
code,
will now be recorded.
the application code is simply it is checking like a light in a airport. So wherever the data source is entered into the big data, all those things are immediately connected to the internet world, www. Okay, so that is a thing is happening continuously. If anyone is having the laptop before you, you just type that internetlivestats.com, internet livestats.com. Then you will see how that big data processing is going on. Internet, otherwise you can note down in the notepad, and later on you can check it. Internet live live stats.com. So like that, there are connecting the different sources. Once they're collecting the sources, huge volume of data has to be stored in the next data storage. In that data storage, we will be taking the help of the Hadoop distributed file system. That is horizontal way of storing the information data. And after that, you are taking the analytics. And after that, we are taking the help of the modeling. Okay. And after that, you are taking the visualization. So finally, visualization, I can call it as the decision making phase. There you will be taking. So these are the three, all the phases. First is the data sources. Second is the data storage. Third is the data analytics layer. And fourth is the data modeling. And fifth is the visualization. All the five phases are connected with the machine learning algorithms. Please note that. Okay, that's why continuous data transfer is happening. Even in Argo Setu, the continuous data storage is happening, and processing is happening. Immediately, it is reaching to the PMO office for further analysis. Okay, so like that, this process is helping in machine learning. Now I am giving a brief idea about, so that you can understand easily about the machine learning algorithms. Okay, so now here you see machine learning. I think we are all aware it is a dynamically developing field of data science, and due to a number of recent theoretical and technological breakthroughs. Means what is happening here? Suddenly Arugya Setu came. Arugya Setu also to be considered as the one of the data source for COVID-19 analysis and modeling. So this is the way you have to go for it. And similarly, you are taking the help of the this one. See here, as our some of our friends said, that is learning from experience. That is already we have done. We are doing it right now. What is happening? People are not believing the respective persons. Those days gone now. Okay, they are believing only the data. Even our Prime Minister Modi also, he gives highest priority to the data only. With the data, if he is showing the results, he will accept it. So that means now what is happening, that learning from experience is vanishing now. So now what is happening here? Learning from data. That experience I'm not bothered, because this experience varies from person to person. For example, if you see before lockdown and now, how much change has happened, how much thought process has changed. You can think that within 3 months, total, not only the individual, total world thought process has changed. So we cannot say that, oh, with that experience I will be doing it. No, only with the help of the data. With that data only, you could able to get the information that around 200 countries were spreaded coronavirus, and America is facing a lot of problems, and Italy is becoming a worst COVID-19 cases, etc., etc. On what basis you are doing? Not with your knowledge of experience and etc. Only with the data which they are publishing. Okay, so that is becoming a dominant there. So from that experience, what you are doing, you are taking the following instructions. That means what is happening here, for example, if you take Arogya Setu, what we are doing, line from a data. So in that Arogya Setu, please observe what are the inputs they are asking and why they are asking those inputs, and can we add any more? Okay, or is it needed or not? All those things you have to think in the Arogya Setu. So what is happening based on that Arogya Setu? Arogya Setu is only partially supporting the for the data science, and other areas they are taking from the hospitals and etc. They are collecting, and based on this data, if you observe closely, they are identifying at the red, green, and orange. You observed all those things, right? These are the things they are. This is done with the help of the data, and then what you are doing, you are following accordingly. Red zone, these are the rules. Green zone, these are the rules. And the orange zone, these are the rules. So that means what is happening here, you are learning from the data, then you are following the instructions. Make sense, my dear friends? Clear now? Can I proceed? Okay. Yeah. Yes, madam. Any doubts? If anyone is interested, please request Sujata madam, and she will provide this one. And putting in a chart and those things, sometimes I may miss it. I'll be happy if you disturb me in the middle and clarify your doubts. Okay. Now, what I am doing here is machine learning is ability to computer learn without being explicitly programmed. You see here, programming is becoming very simple. Okay, now then what is happening, it is dynamic. I told you, right? It is totally a dynamic process. See, then what is happening here, training set, which already most of the people are aware of. They are doing some experiments and etc research, and in that again they are classifying either to the supervised or the unsupervised, and then what they are doing, they are doing the feature extraction. That means they are going into the deeper level. That means what feature extraction here is, from the data, what you are doing, you created some more data. For example, simply data, you got it, COVID data. Now what you are doing, from that, you are generating some more data. What are they? Red zone, orange zone, and the green zone. Okay, so these are the things you are generating the data. With the data, you are producing some more data there. They are, we can call them as a child. So this is the importance of the feature extraction. So this plays a vital role during the process of the machine learning. Then what you are doing, you are adding some more new data. Always every 1 hour, every 2 hours, new data is adding. If you see that internetlivestats.com in the internet, really you will see how that big data is pushing. Okay, now after that, what is happening here, once you have created the feature extractions, then you are doing the machine learning algorithm. That means what I have done in the feature extraction with the simple data, I have created the three variables again, or red, orange, and green. Now which area is going to become a hot area? So that means sometimes what happens, green also may become a red, or red also may become green. So to find out which one is in the safest zone means then you are taking the help of the machine learning algorithm. That means prediction or classification or clustering, or you are doing the a priori algorithm, which it is the relationship between the items. Okay, for example, relationship uh, for COVID. What are the relationship here for COVID? Cough, dry cough, and fever, body pains, and breathing problem. These are the relationships. If all these relationships are having, then I am assuming that that person is having the COVID. These are the things you will be checking in the machine learning algorithm. And after that, you are separating them into the group of objects are based on your problem definition or predicting the problem, either clustering or classification, etc., or predicting the model. Then what you are doing, that is annotated data. So then what happens again, this will continuously process that Arogya Setu. Every day some people are adding into that. So that is annotated data continuously moving around. Okay, so this is the basic idea of the machine learning process in data science. Okay, any doubts in this slide? Okay, yeah. Next one is the okay. So that's what is happening here is these are the things already you are all aware of it. Amazon uses machine learning. So automatically it is taking care of the machine learning algorithms, and even banks also. You cannot get the loan if you are not satisfying those their conditions. Automatically it will block you. So all these things it is taking with the help of the machine learning. And customer user data, Geo and Airtel are 100% they are taking the help of the machine learning algorithms. Okay, these are the things are happening in the application. One is image and speech recognition and medical diagnosis, statistical arbitrage, and learning associations. Learn associations, which I told you, right? The relationship between the variables, and then classification, prediction, and extraction, and the regression. Extraction means from the data, what are the things I can extract, or can I generate some more data with this available data? The how the generation of data is for academic people, you will be getting the data of subjects of subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4. Now what happens, these 4 or 5 subjects you are generating is so many variables. One is the total, second is the average, third is the ranking, and fourth is the maybe rating or whatever it may be. You will be how many people are then you are taking the help of the classification and clustering. You are doing classifying, first class this many people, second class this much, like that. See, with the only the 5 variables subjects, you are generating the total marks, average, rating, and classification, etc., all those things. These things, because of the huge volume of data, this is the extraction. So what you are doing, you are generating the data, and that data you are taking for the classification. That is first class, how many people, second class. You are not bothered about the past data. For example, if you see in a BTech people, they will ask 90%, that's it. Or how much percentage you got, that's it. You won't ask individual marks because you are yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, can I proceed or any doubts? Any doubts, Sujata?
No, sir. No one is responding.
But some disturbance is there.
Yes, yes. I'm muted, sir. No one is responding at present.
Okay, no problem. If anyone is putting in a
Hello? Yes,
okay,
sir.
now yeah. So see here in machine learning, what are the things is happening? Already we discussed. One is a data collection. After that, you are storing the information. Then what you are doing, exploring and transforming the data. That I told you, exploring and transforming means that you got only the 5 subjects marks. Then what you are doing, you are transforming, making it the total and rating and what you call first class and etc. or grades etc. You are converting, exploring and transforming the data. Then what you are doing, aggregating and labeling. You are giving the labeling, right? First class, second class, etc. Then based on that, you are learning. After that, you are taking the decision whether it is worth to go for the modeling or not. All these things up to learning, we call them as the descriptive statistics, exploratory data analysis. Okay, exploratory data analysis is, in short, I can call that as the health of the data, like our medical reports. The medical reports will help you to find out the health of that particular person. Similarly, these descriptive statistics, exploring the transformation, aggregating and labeling, and the learning, all the 3 phases, sub-phases I can say, these things will be useful for the exploratory data analysis of for to know the health of the data. Why health of the data is needed is because when you are going into the modeling, if you are not providing the correct data, right, you will not get the correct prediction. That is, in our computer science terminology, we can call that as the garbage in and garbage out. GIGO, you are all aware of it. Garbage in and garbage out. So that's why this exploring and transforming, aggregating and labeling and learning, these 3 plays a vital role in the machine learning, to push into the machine learning. So you have to be very, very cautious. And for your kind information, my dear friends, descriptive statistics, so many people have published a number of papers only on descriptive statistics. Okay, so there are so many insights you can find out. For example, I gave only for 5 subjects, you got this much only. But if you take the college wise and etc., so many insights you can get it. So based on that, they publish only on analysis of the data, and beautiful international journals they published. Okay, so that much importance is there in this case. Now you are all aware of the major techniques of machine learning. One is the regression or estimation. Okay, so I'll give you the information about the this one, regression. So you're all aware of the regression, predicting a continuous value. The condition for the regression is predicting a, it should have the continuous values. Okay, then predicting the items or class or category of a case, anything we can predict. Okay, so why people are going into the lockdown now recently, maybe yesterday or to day before yesterday or onwards, there are series of meetings they are scheduling with CM. Why? They have done the prediction. There is a chance the corona may progress very fast, maybe next 15 days, because of this Bonalu and so many functions or festivals are coming. So now with that intention, there is a prediction. They are taking the precautionary measures. This is regression will help you to take the precautionary measures or to get the insights of the future modeling methodologies, or maybe future expectations. So here, see here. So what is happening here? In this regression, I think you're all aware, it should be like a straight line. That we call that as the regression line. And in that, the variance should be minimum. The condition is. So that means if you see here, there the data is continuously moving around. Okay. So is the process of treating a continuous value as opposed to treating a category value in classification. So what is happening here is, see here, in the regression, the past data they are taking, you are doing the model training and prediction. During this prediction, new data is also joining. That we call that as the trained data and the tested data. Then you are coming out with the output. This is the inside of the regression algorithm. You might be taking help of the all the commands and etc. in using Python and R programming, but that is model training. Inside it is taking care of it. This is the picture of the regression there. Okay. Now next we go into the another technique of this one, classification. So what is happening here is, in the classification we are treating the item class or category of a case. That is, we classified into red zone, green zone and orange zone. These are the things we are taking with the help of the classification algorithms only. They are taking with the help of data only. They are not taking the experience of the people. Already some of the people have failed also with their experience. That is, with the past experience means maybe you take some cough syrup or maybe some other paracetamol and etc. I think you have seen that, and there was a lot of jokes also forwarded. So that is a thing. They are not believing the experience. So what they are doing, they are taking the help of this, and so many data scientists are working on the COVID data. Okay, they are predicting, and because of that, the case here is there is a chance they may go into the one more lockdown based on the prediction only. Okay, and he will be doing the daily. They are doing the modeling, regression modeling every day, every 1 hour, so that they will be seeing the journey of the COVID patients. Clear? So now what is happening? This is the way they are finding out. That is, like if you see that Corona, green zone, red zone, and etc. They are identifying and they are classifying it. So if it's only this one, okay, is the process of predicting a discrete class label. See here, in this case, if you take the example of the data here, that is corona data, like a girl and boy past data, we assume that there is a corona positive, corona negative, and the healthy man data. That doing data, you are doing the model training, and then your prediction is happening with the association with the tested data. Then what you are doing, we are segregating it. If you see here, the output. Now, what I am doing, the tick mark is the red zone. I am concentrating on the red zone. And other areas, I am not bothered. Red zone is very, very important for me, so that the containment zone, they call it, and there they will go into they follow the precautionary measures. Clear now? Any doubts? I'm giving a concept of the respective algorithms. If you are having any doubt, please raise. Okay, I'm proceeding for the next one. So here, next one is the unsupervised learning. That means supervised and unsupervised means the name itself will that unsupervised means no one is there to supervise you. You are freedom to do anything. That is the unsupervised. Whereas supervised means someone is there to monitor you. Means, for example, I'll be monitoring according to the my aim is I want first class in the class. That's it. Though that is the dependent variable. Why? For to get first class, what are the parameters will affect? So what I am doing, I am concentrating on those parameters so that the persons who are having a very less marks and etc. I will give a special training to those people. I will see that most of the class students will reach to the first class. This is the supervised learning. That means in this case, what you are doing, I am doing monitoring, closely monitoring. What happened to that person? Has he improved his subject marks and etc.? Closely monitoring. That is, someone is there to supervise. That we call it as the supervised learning. Unsupervised learning, there no one is there. Totally, we'll be having the data. What I have shown you, you separate into the red zone, green zone, etc. That's it. Labels were defined. So based on those labels, it will classify. Okay, so this is the main concentration. For that, so many ordinary automatic tools are there. Only thing, concept is very, very important. Clear? So now it is a data driven, and then we do not supervise the model, but we let the model work on its own to discover information that may not be visible to the human eye. If you observe this red zone and orange zone and etc., the data may not be knowing. Only you are giving some conditions. That conditions, based on those conditions, it is segregating the data accordingly with your conditions. So that is the classification here. So what is happening? Unsupervised algorithms trains on a data set and draws conclusions on the unlabeled data. Labeled data means which you are going to predict. For example, I told you in the first class. First class is the labeled data. I given first class, and to reach first class in the class of 30, everyone should get first class. That is my dependent variable. So for that, what are the independent variables I have to identify? I have to give training to all the candidates accordingly, so that everyone will get first class. Okay, that we call it as the labeled data. Now, unlabeled data, I think you have seen. There is no unlabeled data because this corona, red zone, green zone, and orange zone, automatically it will vary. I told you in the beginning, red zone may become green zone, green zone may become orange zone, vice versa, etc. So, based on that, it will be doing it. Okay, so this is the unsupervised learning here. Superlearning has more difficult algorithms than supervised, since because what is happening here unsupervised, there is a complexity will come in there. Again, what you will do in the red zone, orange zone, green zone, I may ask in that red zone who are having the between 15 and 20 years, who got between 15 and 20 years, or maybe more than 50 years, or I can suggest some age only in between 20 to 25 years. So this there, what happens? The complexity increases in the unsupervised learning because so many conditions make you can add. Okay, whereas supervised, direct you can go into the algorithms. You can find out. Now you see here, this is the way you are seeing the unsupervised learning. And my dear friends, please map it to whatever the diagrams you are seeing. Please map it to your respective domain. Don't read as a just like a theory. Whatever you are doing, you apply it and think whatever the domain you are interested. If you are interested in the education, you map it to education. If you are interested in the supply chain, you map it accordingly. So what is happening here? The complete raw data they thrown. Now what you are doing, you are applying the different algorithms. There are so many algorithms, and then what you are doing, you are taking the clusters, and then manual review you are doing. That's what red zone, orange zone, and etc. Then you are applying into the mass. This is the production here. First, what they will do, they will take the raw data, they will use the algorithms, then they automated clusters classify, then they'll check it. Once they are satisfied, they put it into the lab. That's what they have done in the corona case, COVID-19, in Hyderabad or any Mumbai and everywhere. And they have done for India, hot cities, red zones in cities, and also respective states also came out with their data. All these things are applied with this intervention because huge volume of data is there. Human intervention cannot support. So mandatorily they are taking all these techniques. Okay, can I proceed? Okay, now another thing is the clustering. Yeah, clustering. Most of the people will get confused about the classification and the clustering. So please just closely understand this one, finding the structure of data and summarization. That means in Hyderabad, I want to release a mobile. Okay, so how many people are going to buy my mobile? Okay, or otherwise I'll come into the entertainment. If Allu Arjun's movie is releasing, how many people are going to see that cluster? Mostly youngsters. Senior citizens may not come on the first day or second day or whatever it may. So this is the clustering. So when I am releasing the movie, how many youngsters are going to join and where I will get the profit? This is the thing will help us in clustering. Okay, so that means what is happening here? Clustered zone, something they would have talked to you, right? So that is a find the structure of the data and the summarization. So in this case, what is happening? Clustering is a group of similar classes. Hello, group of similar cases. Could you able to understand now? That means what you are doing? I want youngsters. Allu Arjun means they will only, and you never see senior citizens become made you to houseful of the movie. Never. It never happens. Senior citizen, but the youngsters may. That is the clustering of the similar cases. And then find similar patients or can be used for the customer segmentation in the banking field. Who are the defaulters? Who are the sincere payment masters? Now this is the way they are clustering. See here. And now if you see in our WhatsApp group, recently there is a one what you call message is for moving around is in TTD they used some to find out the social distance, right? Anyone got it? The social distance in TTD? Hello? Hello? You would able to hear my voice?
Yes, sir, we are able to hear you.
Have you seen any TTD? There is a social distancing application. Recently it came.
No, sir.
Recently it came. So they are finding out the main objective of the social distance is 6 feet. If the person is less than the 6 feet, it will alert the signal. That means it will convert into the red if he is coming nearer to the less than the 6 feet. If it is more than 6 feet, the particular person, the green dot will be moving around with him. Green dot just walking with him only. And if he is moving near to that, it will alert. it will convert to green to red. All these things are taken with the help of the clustering algorithms, and TTD, they have released it. Okay, so that is, it is considered one of the powerful unsupervised because it is helping TTD a lot. So that for the social distancing, they have to follow all these algorithms. Clustering algorithms mandatorily they have to follow. Even if you want to test in your office and etc. In a project, you can do this. Maybe making a small application. If it is less than 6 feet, the mobile will give some alert signal. Like that, they are taking with the help of the clustering algorithms. So that means what is happening here? Discovery structure you can find out, and you can take the help of the summarization, and you can take the help of the anomaly detection. Anomaly detection means if you see the Gandhinagar hospital, maximum COVID cases are only in Gandhinagar. That is the anomaly detection. That should not be there. It should be distributed. Okay, so these are the things you can find out with the help of the clustering algorithm. Okay, now we are going into the next one, anomaly detection. So here what you are doing, abnormal and unusual cases. That's what I told, the anomaly detection in the Gandhi hospital. Everyone are moving towards the Gandhi hospital only. That is abnormal, and inside anomaly detection they will be finding out. Anomaly is used to discover abnormal and unusual cases. It is used for credit card fraud detection. There also credit card fraud detection they can find out. That means suddenly if I am purchasing around 2 lakhs TV or something, suddenly I'll get an alert, and some people will give a call to me also, because my expenses are less than 1000 or 2000, for example, if I say, and suddenly it reaches to 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. Most of the people will give a call to you, credit card team, right from Bangalore, Delhi, and different centers. Immediately they give a call, sir, these are the things you used, is it correct or not? So that they are taking the help of the anomaly detection algorithm. Okay, so how you will be finding this one? See here, immediately they are identifying the person. Okay, and the next one is the sequence mining. So in this case, what is happening? Predicting the next events. They are taking the Markov model or the HMM. So what will happen next? That they are taking the help of the sequence mining here. Okay, so these are the way they are. That means the Amazon hit ratio they will be checking. So tomorrow, how many people are going to see my channel in media? They are taking the sequence mining. The sequence mining means, for example, suddenly some unexpected thing happened in the world. Maybe if you see, maybe some China-India war is started. Now everyone will go into the movie media channel, respective channels. So there, what is happening? Sequence mining. How many people are going to see my channel? Can I manage that? For example, suddenly 1 crore people are seeing NDTV. NDTV will work or not suddenly. So that they are taking the help of the sequence mining. And next one is the dimension of the. This is mostly all the algorithms they are applying the PCA. That means what you are doing. You are reducing the size of the data. Reducing the size of the data means, for example, if you are having the 100 or 200 variables, so reducing into the model eligibility variables only. Other things are we can ignore that. Okay, for example, if you see, if you are driving your car or maybe bike, That means what is happening? Even if you are not, the horn is not working, you could able to travel, right? So those things are important. That means which are very, very important variables only you will be doing that. The Dimension reduction is you reduced to reduce the size of the data. Clear? So this is the way you are doing this. So that means what you are doing, you are segregating the data and reducing the redundant features which are not useful to the processing. Okay. Any doubts?
Hello,
Yes, madam.
sir. What do you mean by PCA?
Principal component analysis.
Oh, and then means
Okay.
what is
So
the yeah?
yeah. So there. What happens if you see here picture? If you can understand here, this is the data
Okay,
here, segregated
yeah.
in all directions. Now what you are
Okay,
doing, you are separating that. In this case, what is happening? The red I don't want.
okay,
I can identify. For example,
okay.
green. Green, when I am applying the PCA will eliminate the green. It will give
Okay,
provide only the red and orange because there I will concentrate. For
okay.
me, for Kuwait, red, orange, and green. My redundant feature is green. Got it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
will not consider because why? Unnecessarily it will be memory storage, right? Memory processing and
yeah,
etc. What is the use? So
yeah.
that will help in dimension reduction.
Okay,
So then what happens when I am ignoring, execution
okay,
will be very fast.
okay,
Got it
okay.
now?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah.
if you
And
if you observe this picture, you will understand.
okay.
Clear now?
Yeah, yeah. Is the type of
Okay.
algorithm PCA?
Yeah. It is a type of algorithm.
Oh, fine. It is
Nowadays,
used in that.
people
Yeah.
uh, nowadays people are using a lot
Okay.
because what is happening? So many fields are there, variables, right? 100, 200
Oh,
columns.
oh, yes.
Correct. There, this
Yeah.
will help.
Okay,
Clear?
okay, okay. It used in data mining or
It was used in data mining and also in data science also.
oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you. Thank
Okay. Yeah. Next one is the, I think you are all aware, recommendation systems. This is also one of the, so here what is happening? You are taking the help of the a priori algorithms. Okay. So here, if we see here, easily you can understand, right? Okay. When he is buying a pizza, there is a chance Pepsi also it will recommend you. Okay. So these are the things. See, for example, for a child and to the youngster and also the adult also, it is recommending the Pepsi. Correct or not? So this is the recommendation system. When you log into the Amazon, you will be seeing so many recommendation products to you. Madam, that can you mute it? Somewhere it is disturbing.
Sure.
Okay. Now we are going how our machine learning works. See here. First is input and old data, analyze the data, find patterns. Input data, analyze data, find patterns are plays a vital role in the machine learning. Once you are satisfied with the three input data, analyze data, and find data, then only you will be moving into the prediction or maybe decision making model. So here it has to be it has to be defined properly. Then only you will be entering into the prediction. Okay, so in this case, actually, when the data is available, the methodology which we will be following here is, see here. One is you are collecting the data and preparing the data, and then once the data is prepared and the data is cleaned, then what you are doing, you are dividing the data into three sets. One is the test set, training set, and the validation set. So what you are doing with this training set, and then you are validating with the different permutation combinations of the selection criteria. Once you have done this, then you are doing the testing and the validate the model. Once you have done this, then you are deploying the model. So this will be continuously happening in our machine learning. That's why what they are doing, they are converting everything into the automation. Only thing that means the main objective is they want to reduce the programming skills. They do not want to encourage huge programming knowledge in future, not now. Now that testing and validation of the construction is happening, maybe after 10 years or maybe 15 years, you won't see any developer. Everyone is a developer. Like that, they are technologies moving towards like that. So this is the way you are doing into it. Okay. Now, in this case, what is happening? Collect the data and then prepare the data and splitting the data, then train a model. That means whatever the data you are having, you are training the model. Then what you are doing, you are testing and validating the model, then deploying a model. And this, what is happening here, iteration, repetition of the work is happening here. Okay, so this is the way you are doing here. That means in this case, what is happening, you are collecting the data and preparation, how you are doing all those things. Then what you are doing, you are separating into the test data and the train data, and also the new data also will join. Then you are doing, just 1 second now. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the way they are doing. In this case, what you are doing, you are collecting the historical data and running the data, and also at the same time you are collecting the latest information also. Okay, so that has to be observed closely, and then you are deploying the model. So here what is happening here in this machine learning work, you are learning the pre-processing and the learning that. So in this case, then you are testing here. These are the things are happening in the machine learning. Okay, learning, pre-processing, testing, and training data. Once you are satisfied with the training data, you are pushing into the testing here. So first step is cleaning and format. This is the thing is very important, and there are so many methods are there, and people are publishing papers on the only on data cleaning also. That much opportunity is there in publishing the papers. And next, from that, what you are doing is we are learning from the data here, not from the learning from the experience. From that data, based on that, you are identifying the respective supervised or unsupervised learning algorithms. Okay, now this one we have to test to make sure we are getting the right answer of it. And that means what you are doing, once you have done the modeling with the training data, you are doing experiment with the test data plus the new data, and then you must get the model accurately. Okay, so these are the things will be, and after that, once you are satisfied with this model phase, then you are entering into the prediction. Once you, these are the steps are very important. Okay, if any step you are missing there, you will be not be getting the correct model. So here you have to spend lot of time during the process. Okay, you cannot skip any step here. There are so many steps, even in pre-processing also there are so many steps are there. Okay, now then what is happening is prediction here. So this prediction you are taking based on your problem definition. You are applying either supervised learning or unsupervised learning, or maybe reinforcement learning. Okay, so all those things will be applied, and please note that all are becoming a automate. And doing a coding also, it is becoming a very much enjoyable session like that, because everything is just available to you. Only thing you have to just call them and execute them. Okay, so in the predicted data, this is the way it is doing here. New data, that is the test data, and the trained model and prediction, and this is the predicted data here. And this predicted data again comes into the training model and new data, and this will be continuously moving around between the new data, trained data, and the predicted data, continuously moving around. And here the prediction results will be taken as the decision maker process. Okay, and here if you see here, supervised and unsupervised learning, the main thing is supervised learning deals with the labeled data, which already we discussed, and unsupervised learning deals with the unlabeled. Labeled and unlabeled means the predicted variables. Here there is no predicted, the group classification, etc. You are not going concentrating on the particular problem. Here you are taking the group problem, unsupervised, that is red zone, green zone, orange zone, etc. These things are you are considering as the what you call unsupervised learning. Okay, so here see here, please just see this picture so that you will get an idea of you could able to see my picture.
Yes, sir.
I'm not see here, you will understand the how the difference is between supervised learning and unsupervised learning. Clear now? Is a prediction is a label data here. Here there is no label data here because so many classifications are happening here, right? Could you able to understand? Clear now, my dear friends?
Yes, yes, sir.
So this is the inside it is happening. Even though you are applying all the regression algorithm or maybe the multilinear or decision tree, etc., this is the thing, actual thing is happening. It is separating into the prediction and it is segregating. And that we can call it as a red zone, orange zone, and green zone. Based on that, they are applying PCA, and they are eliminating the green zone. because that is not useful to me. So I'll be concentrating on the red and orange one. This is the method we will be applying here. Okay, clear? Can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, reinforcement learning means what is happening here is now because of this supervised and unsupervised, so much models were tested and executed and deployed. Now, all those things are pushed into the reinforcement learning. Okay. Now, what is this? Also, we can call it as a artificial intelligence. Whatever the models done in supervised and unsupervised, all are very huge volume of data they have experimented. Now, that data, that predicted data which you have seen in the previous slides, predicted data, those predicted data were pushed into the reinforcement learning. And then what is happening? Because of this, it itself will think and give the conclusion. Okay, so that is the reinforcement learning. That means it itself will think. It will not depend on anyone. Whereas in supervised and unsupervised, it depends on someone. But here it is not depending on, because huge volume of data is available. So see here, involves teaching the machine to think for itself based on its past action reward. That means that supervised and unsupervised learning models and the output data is the input for this, because so many research was done on these reinforcement learnings, supervised and unsupervised. Those things are becoming the input to the reinforcement learning. So this, from this, they are coming out with the new innovative products, like our Maruti car. If you observe closely, every 6 months, every 3 years, or every 2 years, they come out with a new model. That means they are not doing any reinvention. Past experience and past feedbacks and past suggestions from the customers, they are combining all those things and they are coming out with a new product. If you observe closely, you won't be seeing much difference. Only thing, they are collecting the different information and pushing into the reinforcement so that it will come out with a new expected model. Clear? So see here, data learning. You've seen that already data is learned. Now in this case, what you are doing? Performing actions. Pardon, madam. Hello. Hello. Yeah. So in this case, what you are doing? It is itself is taking the actions either to reward, add to the punishment. That is, if you see that recently that mask, they are giving a punishment penalty to the vehicle owners. All these things they are taking the reinforcement learning, and police person will not be there. Automatically, just he will execute that CC camera. That's it, and automatically this data learning, reinforcement learning, automatically it will send the message to you that you violated, etc., etc. These are the things reinforcement learning will help. Clear now? Any doubts? So here what is happening means data science is collaborated with the machine learning, big data, deep learning, and the artificial intelligence. All these combined together, it will come out with a beautiful data science product. This is the basic understanding of the concepts of the machine learning, and I am open for the questions. Sujata madam, you can open for the questionnaire, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello,
Yes, madam.
sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam.
As you said, sir, in sequence mining it is used for predicting next event, right? So,
Mm.
sir, we will do this sequence mining. What about the success rate? Like how to rate the success rate of such kind of predictions?
In this sequence mining, you will be having so many methods. There is a moving average method, right?
Okay,
Or a 3-point method is there. That means after every 3 points, you will be calculating and you will be doing. So based on those methods, and you will be testing and you will be coming out with the results. There are so many methods are there in this mining, sequence mining. You know, extrapolation and interpolation,
yes, sir.
forward interpolation, backward interpolation. You heard of it?
I have it.
So there, incremental way. That means only the odd you can find out sequence mining, or maybe even, or maybe alternate, or maybe you can take the moving average method. Like that, so many methods are there. There you will be applying this sequence mining.
Sir, there is a
Hope I.
question from Krishnaya. Krishnaya,
Yeah,
sir.
please. Yeah.
What is the difference between ML and AI?
You see,
Machine learning and artificial intelligence.
just now I gave machine learning. So many algorithms were run through with the different sets of data. So all those models and the predicted data, they are pushing into the artificial intelligence. Okay. Now what is happening? Artificial intelligence is not doing anything. It is having different types of predicted data. It is having. Okay. Different types of predicted data. For example, if you see, if you want to make a aloo fry, there are so many. If you see, go to the YouTube, you will be seeing there are 100 aloo fry methods. So all those aloo fry methods, it is taking in that which is the best one for a tasty one. It itself will think and come out with the result. That is the artificial intelligence. Means clear now, Shiva, madam. Who is asked? Hello,
Sir,
Sujata,
Krishnaya.
Krishnaya, is it clear to you? Hello,
He's not.
hello,
He has
Krishnaya.
posted the question. He is
Okay.
posted in chat, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's what. If you go to the aloo fry in a YouTube, you will be seeing around 20 or 30 different varieties of methods. All those methods, they will be putting into the model, predicted data. Okay. From when you are giving a artificial intelligence, it itself will identify all those 20 methods and come out with a new method. That is the best method. That is the artificial intelligence. It is not doing anything, but you are providing a different sets of models. In that, he is taking the help of the neural network. Because sometimes what happens when you in your participants also, some may like spicy, some may not like spicy, some may like onion, or some may not like onion. So these things, parameters, when you are including there, then what is happening, it will go with these conditions, constraints, and then come out with a new recipe of aloo fry. So that is the artificial, and that means so many predicted models data is kept in the black box, and that it will think and automatically it will come out with the results. Clear? How about others, madam? You could able to understand, Sujata? The artificial intelligence is not coming
So,
doing its own. We have to provide.
yes, yes, there is one more question, sir, for the same person. What is the difference between A and CNN? ANN and CNN.
Artificial neural network and the convolutional neural network. That means one is the
Neural
classification,
networks.
one is the classification, another is for the prediction. You will be using it. Any other?
So when sir is asking you to present, please last slide for some time.
This one?
Yes, sir.
In this case, what is happening? All are integrated. And that's artificial intelligence is what it is taking. It is taking the data from the machine
Any
learning,
questions?
deep
Any
learning,
questions?
and big data. Okay.
Is useful in data science, sir?
Pardon? Pardon?
How
Pardon?
machine learning is useful in data science? How machine learning is
See,
useful in data science?
see here the data science. If you see mathematics. Hello? Hello? Voice, your voice is
Please,
breaking.
everyone, yeah, please mute everyone. Those who want to speak, please unmute yourself.
So, voice, sir, voice is not clear. Voice is not clear, sir. Hello? Voice is not clear. What is the answer? What is the question, madam?
It was not
Hello?
clear. The some other person, Gambir. Gambir is asking where data mining fits in this diagram.
In the big data.
Where?
Because data mining is a more or less I can call it as the database management system. Okay, discovery management system, right? Knowledge discovery.
Yes.
Okay, so KEDM we call it. So that it joins with the big data. I consider that as the one of the data source to big data. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, madam.
So when we are using data science through ML and AI, whether
Mhm.
it is better to use supervised learning algorithm or unsupervised learning algorithm?
Based on the problem definition.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
sir.
If when you are
Okay.
asking for, you please identify red zone and green zone and orange zone. You are not supposed to suggest regression, right? Regression is
Yes.
for prediction.
Yeah.
So it based on the problem definition.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Hope I think I shared my knowledge and maybe from this what I am expecting from our faculty is we have, everyone has to develop the thinking process. Thinking process. Automatically because of this COVID, everyone is in a position of thinking on its own. They are thinking and they developed the thinking process also. Whether to go to another one's house, people are thinking to can I visit his your uncle's visit house also. you are thinking now. Like that, please develop the business thinking process. How I can, for example, if you see, you go to the Ratnadeep, you go to the Heritage, you go to the More and Spencer's, you observe the differences. What is happening? How the customers are there, and why More is not picking it up. So these things you have to develop. These things you won't get anywhere in the book. Only practical, only you have to face it more. And there, if you see that boys, they are not cooperative. Whereas if you go to the Spencer, the boy will be with you and he will be requesting you, may I help you, may I help you, may I guide you, etc. These are the things matters a lot. So please observe real-time scenarios. Thank you, my dear friends, for giving a great opportunity of KPRIT management and madam also. Gracie madam also. Please special thanks to Gracie madam also. Professor Gracie madam.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. It looks like we have covered all our questions.
Voice.
And anything? Thank you, sir. It was great and a pleasant presentation and wonderful information and knowledge based carried on. So everyone, we appreciate you for being here. And now I hand over to the HOD of CSC.
Sir,
Yes, madam.
we have taught us as though we are listening to
Hello?
a class and we are students of our class today, sir.
Pardon? Hello, madam?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, madam.
Today we became a students of your class, sir.
Oh.
You have clearly explained the basics of machine learning and all the basic concepts, and you have dealt with the data science, how we use the algorithms, the unsupervised learning, taking and why we are using the supervised learning also, taking the latest examples of COVID-19. It was a very brainstorming session, and we are very much enlightened through your knowledge, sir. And I also thank all the faculty fraternity who are present in this session. And I hope that you'll be invited to many activities right now, because many people are being benefited by your knowledge, sir. We are very grateful to you for spending your time. I thank all the faculty who have been with us to meet as well as our YouTube live channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Ask to our thank you. Go to meet as well as much.
Okay, madam. Thank you all, madam. And I gave my contact details. If anyone is interested, they can contact me for any future projects or maybe future learning.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, madam.
More details will be registered mail, and also thanks again for joining us registered mails. Thanks again for joining us. And your feedback link is already forwarded. And your feedback link is already forwarded to your mails. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, one and all.
Here and madam, okay.